Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a great night. It's actually midnight right now. And my sleeping and waking schedule are a bit up in the air at current time. As you guys know, I made a move to New Mexico and I'm currently in my new place. And I know that Chantal has done a lot of stuff since I've been away, but I am not going to really get into reacting to her until tomorrow morning. I thought I'd do something shorter tonight. And what better thing to do at midnight than do a react to a tarot reading by Melissa Gold? So I would like to react to Melissa Gold Tarot. She did a reading on Foodie, and what are her thoughts? What's going on in her mind? Why is she in Thailand? Why won't she go back to Canada as she should? Because she should go back to Canada. I mean, it'd be better for her health. It just makes sense. It makes no sense to go back to Kuwait, but she keeps trying to go back to Kuwait for some reason. And I think there might be a reason why. And I think Melissa might have some insight for us. So, how about we just get into it? And I will leave a link down below for the original video from Melissa Gold Tarot. And I hope you guys enjoy this react. And if you do, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Love to hear from you guys. Okay, let's get into this wonderful reading by Melissa Gold Tarot.
It's for entertainment purposes only, but let's ask some questions. Let's see what the cards have to say. And if you want to support what I do here and you're not already, please consider subscribing. Thank you guys. Love you. All right, let's zoom into this energy. Let's see what's happening. Show me Chantal's energy, please. What's going on? What's representing her current energy? So, I think there's something going on with home, Kuwait, where she's like waiting for some sort of answer or word from Salah. I feel like it might have to do with paperwork, legal matters. The Justice Court is here. It's like things are up in the air. Something's up in the air, something not. Chantal might feel like information's being kept from her by Salah. And when I see this King of Swords, I don't know, I see the masculine energy that I connect to Salah. So I don't know if this is a friend, a lawyer, a father energy, someone that...
Okay, stop right there. So what's interesting about that is, if I remember correctly, Sunburst Tarot, or either Neo Tarot, one of them said that there was a father energy and that the father energy was stepping forward and would basically be putting a kibosh on all this. Like somebody's in the background with Salah and saying, like, you need to end this now. You really need to end this right now. This is stupid. So maybe if Chantal is in Thailand, whoever it is that's around Salah, that cares about Salah, perhaps family members, I believe it was it Melissa who said that there was a female figure, maybe an aunt, somebody that functions like an aunt or a sister that is in Salah's ear. And the family members might be coming forward and saying, you know, if there's ever a time to end it, it's now. Please do it now. Or he could be playing the crap out of her and he's just enjoying his vacation time away from Chantal and saying, yeah, there's paperwork problems. There's paper, wink, wink. nudge, nudge. There's paperwork problems because he's just enjoying his time away from her and he is not looking forward to her coming back. The further away, the longer away, the better. So he might be lying to her and saying, yeah, there's some paperwork problems. Just continue to stay there. Yeah, we'll work it out. I mean, he's a scammer too. So he might be scamming her just to get some extra vacation time.
Someone that Salah like listens to the advice of. That's what I'm feeling. Show me a little more. What is Chantal feeling about Salah? What is Chantal? So, these are on the bottom. The 8 of a coin, 9 of cup, and the 10 of wands are on the bottom. And I have a 9 of sword, tower, strength, wheel of fortune, 5 of sword, and the 5 of pentacle. So we get this a lot for Chantal when I do readings. This is the 9 of sword. Sometimes I associate this when I do a health reading with sleep apnea issues. So this could be here because she's having issues with her sleep. Now I'm gonna say if she is doing gummies, like eating that stuff all the time, that isn't maybe, I don't know if that's really good for your sleep apnea.
No.
So I don't know if that's making it worse or making, when you have sleep apnea, I don't know about Chantal. I know that sometimes you have very vivid dreams, specifically nightmares. So I don't know if she's having nightmares more vivid than normal. Also, I call this like the waking nightmare. Sometimes we feel like we are in a waking nightmare. This energy is in the bed, covering their eyes. So it's like she's sealing and not wanting to really show her face. So the towers here, definitely something that was unexpected for Chantal. I really think this has to do with that she, excuse me, doesn't know when she's leaving. And I think she had a plan, like Salah was supposed to come. All right, he didn't come. We all knew, but I think she was still holding on hope. And I definitely don't feel, I even feel like a couple of readings ago that she maybe was like gonna get a ticket and leave because she was not wanting to stay there. I think she's even tired of being like tired of that room, tired of being in that room, being alone in this room. It's almost like punishment at this point. For her, I think something unexpected that maybe caused an argument or a fight with Salah. I think specifically has to do with when she's supposed to leave. The time she was supposed to, like how long she was supposed to be here in Bangkok. And I also think,
Okay, like here's the thoughts that I'm getting right now. Like listening to you, Melissa. I'm just keep getting told that I think part of the arguments and the fights have to do with Chantal was supposed to go to Thailand and go out and film and get some content. And she hasn't done that. And I think that's part of the argument. Like I keep hearing the argument of like, you need to stay there and you need to get some actual content. You need to go out and do something. Like that's what I feel. Like he's angry because she's in Thailand and she could film a whole bunch of stuff and get content for the channel and make money for them both. But because she hasn't, because she's just been sealing all the time in the room, he's really angry about that. He's really, really angry. And he's like, you're going to stay there and you need to get some content while you're there. I mean, you went all the way there. You just need to get something done.
Like, Salah is the reason she went to that conjuring house, or is leaving the room at all. So I think she's gotten some unexpected news from
So the feeling is get to work. You've been laying around long enough, get to work. He's mad because she hasn't gotten to work.
Salah, something she wasn't expecting to hear, something about the amount of time that she has to stay where she is. And I think she feels like she doesn't have any power in this situation. The train is going by. If you hear that, I apologize. She could wish that she could get on the train and go somewhere else. So this could also be that she feels like all of her power in the choices that are coming into the future are not, they're out of her hands. So I think Salah right now has a lot of power and control about where she's going to, like how she is staying right now in Bangkok, and where she's going to, when she's going to go, and where. And I think she's sitting and waiting for answers that are not coming, or she's getting like the runaround from him. I think she's spiraling. The lack of control that she feels right now in her life, especially being in this place where she doesn't feel she belongs. The lack of control, I think, is really getting to her. I think it's showing in the way that she might be defensive, extra defensive, or this is showing that like she's arguing or fighting with Salah. And I think it's ending with this Five of Pentacles. So,
Okay, sorry, Melissa. The thing is, if Foodie does feel that she has no control, the thing is, she has control. She just got paid from YouTube just a few days ago. YouTube payday for her was the 22nd. So whatever money she got from YouTube, if she wanted to just say, screw it, I'm going back to Canada, she just got her paycheck. I mean, now would be a perfect time to go home. You got money from YouTube, buy a plane ticket and go back. Chantal, why are you fighting to get back to Kuwait? It makes no sense. So the attitude may be, I don't have control, but she does have control. Unless she gave control to Salah over her bank account and her debit card, her debit cards. She's got control. If she's got access to the money and the ability to buy a ticket, she's got control. It's just a matter of taking the control back and doing something with it.
The energy in this art is suffering. They're left in the cold, or that's how they feel. It's usually representing a person that is mentally, emotionally, physically, financially not doing well. This window is like the window of the church. So there's light from that window. No matter what hour it is, day or night, the church doors, they should be open to you. Sometimes when I see this card, I feel like usually they describe it like the energy is not paying attention to the light coming from the window. The fact that they could go into that church. Instead, they're just looking down, solely focused on their sorrow and the horrible situation they feel they are in.
I'm kind of taking that card a different way. I'm just getting struck from a different angle with that card. Let me just go ahead and blow it up for you guys so you guys can see. Okay, so looking at the card, the Five of Pentacles, it's striking me as Chantal being caught up in this sense of victimhood. Oh, I'm a victim. I'm helpless. I'm weak. I'm sick. Just putting off, like that air. I'm so weak. Help me. Feel sorry for me. At the same time, the window, to me, it looks like a door. Like if she would just stop being so surrounded in this blanket of I'm a victim, I'm weak, I'm sick, pay attention to me because I'm weak and sick. I'm so helpless, I can't help myself. If she would just get out of that self made miasma, there's a door right there. And all she's got to do is walk through it and she could make money again. Like literally, the doorway is nothing but pentacles. But she's facing away from the door just to walk in a different direction and she's suffering. And I know this may be a bit weird for some people to understand because I think it's weird. For me, I used to know someone that was wrapped up in the victimhood, self made, self inflicted victimhood. And I tried so hard to help this person. Like you'd always call me on the phone. You won't believe what just happened to me. Or I got to tell you what happened. Like every conversation would start like that. And he would tell me all of his problems. And I would offer up advice and ways to solve some of the problems. None of them ever got solved. And it took me years and years and years to figure out that he didn't want his problem solved. He was very dramatic and he wanted to just be dramatic. He was very happy sitting in his pity pool. As unpleasant as it was, he liked to sit in it and he liked to get attention sitting in it. And I believe Chantal is the same. Because if she were in enough pain, pain that made her completely uncomfortable, she would change. It is possible to be in pain for an extended period of time and find a comfort level with it. And so she has. But if she were pushed beyond that, it might prompt her to change. Right now, she's comfortable with the suffering and the pain that she's in, and she's not wanting to change it. She just wants to talk about it. She wants to give every bit of suffering a job, all of her addictions a job, like all of her problems and all of her suffering and all of her pain, every single bit of it uh, is clocking in and clocking out to help her make money and to get her attention. But absolutely none of it is getting solved and dealt with.
So this could be saying a few things to me. One, it could be saying to me that Chantal might actually be considering or forced to at some point go to what I feel would represent home, Canada,
Yep.
where she is eligible for certain, she could get certain help that I don't care what she says. There's certain things in Canada, being a citizen of that country, that she could get help for that in other places, like where I'm from, you're not so easy getting that help, right? I'm sorry, you know what I'm trying to say, right? I think this also is representing that she is worried and feels, and maybe is even arguing with Salah, where it's like, if she doesn't do what he wants the way he wants her to do it, she feels like he has all the power in the situation, and he's kind of leaving her feeling like she doesn't know which way she wants to go or can go. I think, and I've said this in other readings, I feel like that she doesn't want to go back to Canada because financial reasons. She can't get a place of her own because of how she ruined her credit and things like that. I think that's also reflected in this card, like the person that feels financially burdened, okay? They can't get ahead. She feels like if she goes to Canada, she can't get ahead unless she lives with Pete's or her. I don't believe, as much as her mother and her family love her or care about her, that I don't believe living with them is an actual option. So unless someone's gonna like give her a room, and even then, I feel like she does not feel safe there. Like I think when she's in Canada, she feels extra paranoid. That's just how I feel about.
As far as the living situation in Canada, you're right. I don't think the family would take her in, not full time like that. They know what she does for a living. They know how much she's hated on YouTube and the negative attention that she gets. I think the last straw for them was when Music Biz Marty nearly had a vehicle towed. That was it. Because after that, they were like, you can't film here. You can't let anybody know that you're here. The last few times she went back to Canada and she did stay with her mom, they gave her just enough wiggle room to sleep on the couch at night. But during the daytime, she had to get out. They gave her the Kia and they told her, if you want to film, you got to get in the Kia and go. You can't do it here. They don't want their entire house turned into a recording studio. Chantal would not be able to stream at midnight, early morning hours at the house. They're not going to leave her alone at the house to clear out the pantry and the fridge. And she's messy and sloppy on top of that. So they don't want the trouble that comes with her. Could she sweet talk Pete's into getting a place for them both? Probably. Although I don't know how successful he would be with that. He does have a good amount of money, or last time I knew about it, he did. Don't know if he still has it or when he'll be receiving it. I mean, there are options on the table, but Chantal is kicking and screaming to go back to Kuwait because there's the oceanside villa and perhaps she can get back to it. But if she try to get back to her home country, it's going to be a lot more expensive, starting out in a place. Unless Pete comes forward and helps her, it's still going to be expensive. But beyond the money expense, the one thing that Chantal doesn't want is egg on her face. She's desperately trying to keep from getting too much egg on her face. And what she's not realizing is that no matter which way she goes, there's going to be egg on her face. She desperately does not want to take the L with Girl World. And so she doesn't want to go back for that reason. Because if she goes back to Canada, we're all going to know for sure what's up. It's going to be confirmed. She tried to hide her going to Thailand with Salah. And, oh, he's coming. He'll be here. He'll be here. We all knew he wasn't coming. We all knew. She was just trying to hide it from us until she couldn't hide it anymore. That's just the Chantal way. I'm going to hide it until I absolutely can't. Then I'll reveal a little bit. So is it because Canada is too expensive for her right now due to her bad credit and her bankruptcies? Yeah, I think it is. I really think it is. And maybe that's why she's fighting so hard to get back into Kuwait. But if Salah had any kind of sense, now that she is in Thailand, he would cut this thing off quick.
Why she wouldn't necessarily want to go back to Canada. But I think here this is also showing, that she continues to turn away from possible resources and instead focuses only on the feeling of she might thrive in situations. Like sometimes when I get a tarot card for a person's energy, I feel like this person, if it's not representing an actual event that's throwing them off, it kind of is representing them as a energy that they may thrive in chaos. They can't see, or they don't.
Like a friend of mine many, many years ago told me a term, the walking wounded. I had an ex who was the walking wounded, dramatic, chaotic, self-destructive, self-loathing, self-hating, the walking wounded, always in trouble, always a dramatic event. They got to talk to you on the phone for hours about the walking wounded. I'm hurt. Help me. Chantal likes to dwell in that space a lot.
Don't see a way to live other than in chaos. They don't even recognize it. They don't see it. It's almost like like I've said about Eugenia, it's like she doesn't see herself the way we see her. And I don't just mean the way she looks, but the way everything. And I feel that way about ALR, and I feel that way about Chantal. She, those types of situations. I'm trying to say things while saying things because I don't know what I could say up here. I get in trouble. Are some of the most difficult disorders to treat. And a lot of the time it's because the person has to want to, uh, you know, walk through the door. And a lot of the times they can't or they feel they can't because they also don't see themselves that way. So, like, I don't think Chantal sees herself uh, physically the way we see her at all. Like, she knows she's larger, but I really don't think she sees what we see. Um, so this Eight of Pentacle on the bottom, Nine of Cup, and the Ten of Wands. Like, this isn't fun anymore. This is like work. I think the Conjuring thing, I think it was like enjoyable for her to get out and do something, but it was also such a burden for her. Like her walking, that's what it feels like for her. Like she's carrying all this, not just the physical, but like the emotional, like worrying about how others are seeing her, but at the same time trying to tell herself she doesn't care. Because she does care. And I think there's also like a paranoia. Um, like worried about people making fun of her or laughing at her or laughing at her expense. And I think this Eight of Pentacles is like Salah's energy, kind of like you need to go out and have a good time, whether it's a burden for you or not, because sitting in the room, it's not bringing. I think there's some pressure from Salah about doing things while she's on this trip, because he wants some profit from this, from the Eight of Pentacles too. Like, why did you go? This was supposed to be ultimately, it's work, it's our job, right? You're a vlogger or whatever. And that three of this makes me feel like the first thing I felt was like literally her physical heart, like feeling a lot of working really hard to keep her to do that conjuring thing was a lot for her physically. That's what I'm feeling. I think that's why she was sweating so much at the end. Also, not just because she sweats or whatever, but that was work for her. All right, show me please Salah's energy. What?
I'm
So I just said what I said.
I'm not quite sure Salah's thinking. If it's, I do feel that yeah, it's about work. She's in Thailand. She should be getting content. And if Chantal were not as sick as she is, if she had a bit more motivation, she could literally go to Thailand in just the time that she's got left. She could film weeks and weeks worth of content and then just stack it up. Just film the beaches, film every place, and then just make all kinds of content just from what she's gathered in Thailand. But it's a lot for her right now. And Salah's very focused on the money. He is pushing for her to do her lives and stay in her lives for at least a couple of hours per live. Now she's in Thailand and he's trying to push her to do as much content as possible. And I'm wondering if the thinking with Salah might be, Well, she's just got some really bad habits of staying in the room all the time and not doing anything. So maybe if I push her to go out and be around people, she'll be more comfortable being around people when she gets back to Kuwait, if she comes back, or get her into a routine of going out and doing content, because right now she has no routine. So I don't know if there's an element of trying to break through some of her bad habits. I don't think he understands, like someone like her, she needs serious, deep counseling, psychotherapy, perhaps, maybe even a psychiatrist, addiction counseling, all of that. She needs much more help that he could offer her. Like, this is way over his head.
That's what I'm feeling like. He is kind of pulling strings on his end. All right, show me what's going on with Salah. I need to know if she goes. Are they gonna stay together? What's he do? Show me Salah.
I wonder if he's threatened her with, if you don't go out and start getting some content, you will not be coming back. Maybe that threat is on the table. Of, you've been lazing around long enough, you've been sealing around long enough. You need to start going out and doing content, or you're not allowed back in Kuwait, at least not with me.
So, all right. So Salah is like, I think Salah is the reason Chantal's still in Bangkok. I think he wants her to sit there alone. He might even think it's like funny, or like he's enjoying this, or he's enjoying his time alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Like, her going to Thailand was not her vacation, it was his. He's been dealing with her for almost 3 years. This is his vacation, to get her out of Kuwait so that he could be alone or enjoy himself without her there to interfere. This was his vacation, not hers.
he's like keeping it hanging. He's juggling the reasons why. Like, I feel like he's giving her different reasons of why you have to stay. It's out of my control. The Wheel of Fortune. It's just, destiny, fate. It's what's. I'm sorry, Chantal. This is not. This is out of my control. And no, don't worry. I'm not doing anything with little bunny girls. Woof, 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 woof. I mean, it's ending with the Nine of Cups. So it's like he's enjoying his time doing what makes him happy.
Well, you know what? If he's feeling that much happiness being away from her, all he's got to do is just cut things off with her. She's in Thailand. I've been saying, if there was ever an opportune time for him to just break away from her, now would be it. Just say, hey, it's over. Go home to Canada. We're done. The lease on the villa has been pulled. There's nothing to come back to. Just go home to Canada. Just go home. Be just that simple. Why is he delaying that moment? Just let her go.
Whatever that is. Oh. Alright. So before, I felt like he wasn't home, like in Kuwait. So this could say to me that he is now. Like, for me, this is like home, Four of Wands. Sometimes this is an engagement, a celebration. I got this a couple of readings ago, and I felt like he could have been visiting family, attending a family wedding, like someone in his family. I mean, if I felt like it was him getting married, I would say that. I don't necessarily. I feel like this has to do more with like maybe, or he's stuck. He is also stuck maybe in his home. But I kind of feel like he wasn't there, because if he was, why didn't he give us some footage of Julia? All right, I'm gonna ask about. Now I'm seeing that Three of Cups, so I don't know. Oh, and I just saw the Queen of Wands, which whenever I see that for him, I feel like there's an sometimes for Salah I get Empress and Queen of Wands, and I kind of link that to the feminine energy. I feel like has been maybe around for a while. All right, show me Julia, because Julia is more honest than these two. I'll tell you that much. Show me, oh meow. Show me Julia's. Julia's trying to stay strong. Julia's like, man, if that door opens long enough, I might run out and start a new life. Show me Julia's energy. Show me Julia, please. Show me Julia. Julia, what can you tell me? I want to see through your eyes. Are you with Salah? Like, are you in the house, the apartment? Well, where are you, Julia? Show me a little something, Julia. The Seven of Swords. Sorry about that background noise. So, I think this is saying to me that Salah, I mean, I don't know. I think we was lied to about, I think she's somewhere being with two women and a man. Or she was. I don't think she was. I don't think she was in the house. Because also this makes me feel she was someplace where she felt like she had to like kind of maybe hide. Show me a little more. Why is the Seven of Sword here? I don't know if this is like making me feel that Julia's like Chantal and Salah. This is how I imagine Julia's voice. Meow. Chantal and Salah. Liars. They're snakes. They put me somewhere with two ladies and a man that are watching me where I'm hiding because I'm not used to this space. Show me. Yeah, I'm not seeing cards that make me think of like home. I think she's being watched by someone else. And if that's not the case, then Salah, you better show a video, because this makes me feel like I'm not saying that it gave her away, but like someone else, she was somewhere else. She's not home. There's something sneaky going on, and she's probably not happy that you gave her a second one of those shots instead of getting her fixed properly, because that shot wasn't supposed to be given to her. So she might be feeling like she wants to, run away. Her equilibrium is all off. You took away her stability. She feels like, all right, anyway, Julia says you sneaky sneaks. So I don't know. That's what I'm seeing there, guys. Only time will tell. And yeah, show us.
You know, I know it's dramatic for a cat to go to a different environment or a pet, because that will throw them off and they'll get really scared for a while until they figure out the new environment. But as much as Julia might be scared right now, being with other people might be better for her, considering how Chantal doesn't really care for her and neglects her. It just seems like Chantal has a nasty habit of neglecting all her pets. So I hope wherever she's at, if there are other people taking care of her, they're doing a much better job, even if she is scared.
Julia, I want to see. Show us Julia. I want to see that she's there, home. All right. Love you guys, and we'll see you.
Great reading, Melissa. Always great readings from you. So I hope you guys enjoyed that reading. And I'm going to go ahead and post this to YouTube. And if you happen to like this reading, don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember to look down below in the video description for the original link for Melissa Gold Tarot's tarot reading. If you want to check out her channel and give her a like and give her a sub, I think that would be great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.